Philip, come on in. Now that you've heard a little bit about Ripple Secure, I want to show you just how powerful this alarm really is. We're at this beautiful house at BG Farm to show you that it doesn't matter how big your house is, Ripple Secure can still keep you and your family safe. To utilize your alarm, you simply plug it in and register the alarm. Once the alarm is registered, you can activate it with the provided key fob or our mobile application. Now keep in mind, you don't have to be at your house to activate your alarm. You can activate your alarm and take control of your whole home automation, lights, locks, thermostat, etc. with our mobile application from anywhere in the world as long as you have Wi-Fi or cellular service. What you're hearing now is a delay. Once it's activated, Ripple Secure will give a 10-second delay before arming the residents. Once this alarm is activated, it will put an invisible layer of protection around this entire house. And it's done. The alarm is activated, every door and every window in this entire house is secure without the use of any wires, sensors, or gadgets. Follow me, I'll show you what I mean. The incredible thing about Ripple Secure is once it's activated, you're not a prisoner of your bedroom. You don't have to worry about setting off any false alarms in your house. You can walk, talk, live life on your own terms without worrying about setting off any false alarms. Not until an intruder tries to make entry into your home. Not a believer? Let's take it to the extreme. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna unplug Ripple Secure and utilize its emergency battery backup. We're actually gonna put Ripple Secure inside the refrigerator, the most sealed thing in your house. To prove to you that at no point the alarm ever leaves the refrigerator, I'm gonna put my cell phone in the fridge with Ripple Secure. Ripple Secure is now giving us our 10-second delay. Let's go. Ripple Secure is not only the most innovative alarm system in the world, but it ensures your family's safety.
It's the alarm system for me.
I know. That's state of the art.
Man, that is absolutely amazing. Just to have an alarm system that you can actually take everywhere you go is bananas. Like, I'm taking my alarm with me when I go on vacation, when I'm going here, when I'm going there. I get to literally take the system with me because it is mobile. It's just that simple.
I mean, if any person, see, I am a man who has a wife, mother-in-law, sister-in-law, so it's a lot of ladies that I take charge for. And I'm always thinking about, my sister-in-law, she's at her dorm or she's at her apartment late at night or anywhere, having something like that it would make me feel comfortable, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, without any further ado, listen, welcome in everyone. Thank you guys for tuning in, tapping in with us. We just got excited about Ripple Security. That is a fantastic product that we will be rolling out in the top of 2025. So we're so fired up and we're so excited to be able to share that with you. But I'm P. Coffee Brown, and this is my co-host, Landon Taylor, and we're here to share some absolutely powerful information with you. I know that someone piqued your curiosity, and that's the reason why you're here. But we want to make sure that you understand clearly what is going on right now and how it can add value to you and your family. So without further ado, we're going to get this party started. So where are we? Who are we? We are Build. As you saw in the beginning of that video, the young man indicated that we are Build. He said, come on in, build family. Well, build is to build your mindset, build your business, and build your network. We're here to add value to you and your household. The way that we're able to do that is with 4 high ticket brokerages that we offer. And the high ticket verticals are going to be as follows when we show them to you in just a couple of moments. But before that, why build a business? Because nobody's coming to save us. Nobody's coming to rescue us. Entrepreneurialism used to be a should, but now it is mandatory. It's no longer optional. We're in the middle of a crazy, crazy crisis in our world. Debt crisis, layoffs, inflation, taxes are totally out of control. People are displaced from their positions every single day, furloughed, not knowing when they're going to be able to return. We're in a recession. Well, we're not necessarily in a recession just yet, but they're projecting that we'll head into a recession. Bankruptcies are at an all-time high, and the interest rates, we don't even need to talk about that, do we, people? Not at all. We live in the age of a gig economy. The interesting thing about the gig economy is this: it is changing to artificial intelligence. A recent story was posted about Uber and robots actually taking over for the Uber population. Now, we know that will be a little bit of time before that's actually mastered to be able to transport humanoids wherever they're going in a vehicle without a person. But myself, and I'm sure a lot of other people, are not going to be too comfortable with that. So I'll take a person over a metal thing, aka AI person, any day. I would much rather connect with another humanoid as opposed to a robot. Etsy, Airbnb, and Shopify are all wonderful options to be able to generate revenue. But the challenge is that you have to participate in that revenue stream, and you will always have to participate in those streams. With us, we'll be able to show you several ways that you'll be able to generate income, and some without your participation. What to look for in a business opportunity? So glad you asked. Industries with a big target market and low market penetration. Essential goods and services such as gas, electricity, and water, and industries that will thrive regardless of the status of the economy. Let's talk about the 4 high ticket verticals that you saw in the beginning of this presentation. It's Encore, Brinks, ADT, and Ripple will be coming out at the top of the year. Rain water filtration systems, and our Smart Money Club, which is absolutely my favorite of all 4 of our verticals. But with the numbers that you see on your screen, the 6,000 to 10,000, 500 to 700,000 to 2,100, ladies and gentlemen, those are commissions off individual transactions. Now, the interesting thing about this is you don't have to do a lot of work to get a higher result. On average, if you had an Etsy store or if you had a Shopify store, normally people sell bulks of lower ticket items, meaning that it takes a longer time for them to get these type results as opposed to one transaction. So anybody like myself included who have ever done digital products and services, you know that you would have to do a lot more work to get these type of results as opposed to one transaction. Ladies and gentlemen, this is individualized transactions. One solar transaction, one security transaction, one water filtration transaction, and that is bananas. So let's talk about solar. Solar is what's called our flagship product. And right now in America, there's about 130 million homes. Before or after we did this, it's been increased, not by much, but by some, because we all know that homes are being built in the United States every single day. If you ever drive through your city, I'm certain that you've seen some new subdivision popping up somewhere, and sometimes in the most peculiar places. 90 million of those properties that are already in existence are eligible for solar, and only approximately 5 million have gone solar. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that simple. It's that easy. That means it's a lower amount, high opportunity. Low amount, high opportunity. It is not saturated in this industry, which is absolutely amazing. 85 million homes are eligible, but they are currently without solar. So why would you get solar for a consumer? You ask. I'm glad that you asked me. I'm here to answer because you can save up to 50% on your energy costs in some instances. Some people may save 10, 20, 30, or 40%. and some may save upwards of 50% off their energy costs. Zero down with various financing options to get started with your solar. Blackout protection using specific batteries. And what that means to you and me is that there are specific batteries designed for your particular situation. Every battery is not created equally. And tax credits received upwards of 30%. And if you're in South Carolina, I got some great news for you. It's even higher than that. Not only the 30%, but they're adding an additional up to 25 more percent in tax eligibility. So listen, if you're in the Carolinas, you need to contact us and we need to get you all taken care of, okay? Immediate increase in the home value. What do we mean by that? I'm so glad that you asked. With a home that has solar, what makes it more valuable is that over time, that person will actually be self-sufficient through being able to own their energy. They will no longer rent their energy like each and every one of us have done up till now. They will actually own their energy over time. And it is clean energy, as well as us lowering our carbon footprint. In 2022, somebody went solar every 44 seconds. So you can imagine it has accelerated since then. It's a legitimate business opportunity, part-time or full-time. Virtual sales, 90% of what we do is actual in the virtual space. We are not going out, just like you see us on this presentation. We're presenting this product to people all over the nation via Zoom, Google Meets, and the like, and all different Cisco and all kind of different web applications in order to show them how solar will add value to their households. Or you can simply refer solar customers and earn up to 50% of the commission. Become a Build member, close sales for other consultants, and earn up to 50% of the commissions. Now, I'm not going to tell you about that. Mr. Taylor is going to come here shortly and tell you what that looks like and how you can take advantage of it. But you don't want to sell solar? That's fine. You can build a team and earn commissions from the sales that your team does. Ladies and gentlemen, you never have to sell solar. But I will say this, it is the highest commissionable product that we have in our actual wheelhouse. So it is in the high ticket sales that we actually offer. It's the most profitable for you to be able to generate an additional revenue for yourself and your family. I know anybody that doesn't mind getting an extra $3,500 to $7,000 a month. I mean, is anybody here that minds that? I mean, show of hands. Okay, crickets, I thought so. 25 years production guarantee. Our guarantee is the best in the industry. We are the only solar panel installation company that 100% guarantees the amount of energy that your solar power systems produces. In essence, we're not going to tell you something that we're not going to follow through with. Ladies and gentlemen, if we told you you're going to get a certain amount of kilowattage, you will get just that. We actually installed with a company called Freedom Forever, the guaranteed power return loss savings. So if you lose any money because it's not producing at the rate that we guarantee, we will take care of you and your household, and the production is guaranteed. So we're not going to give you just lip service. We're going to execute exactly what we say. So what do you see here? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you what you're seeing. You're seeing naked roofs that need to be clothed. What kind of clothes, you ask, Coach Coffee? Solar clothing. These are opportunities, ladies and gentlemen. All these homes do not have solar. They are naked. The roofs are naked. There are opportunities right here with all these different homes. Can you imagine just taking a little piece of this and adding it to your family's pockets? What a blessing that would be. And a couple of our customers have testified to the blessing that they received, coupled with some of our consultants. So one of our customers in California, their bill was $287 a month. It got down to $148 after solar. Ladies and gentlemen, this is including the bill. So they're not just paying solar and another entity. They're paying this inclusive with their solar. So it just makes sense. It's easy, it's simple, it's solar. The commission was $6,400. The mentor was able to get half of that at $3,200, and the mentee was able to get that same amount of money to their household. Now, Mr. Taylor's going to tell you about this. You will not have to be a mentee for long. The customer testimonial for this customer was in Florida, and I can testify, having lived in Florida, that the energy bills are quite substantial. $410 a month before solar, $290 after solar. And Mr. JC Rangel, our VP of sales, says a solar sales presentation, it's not a presentation at all. It's actually an IQ test. The commission was $8,200. That means the mentor got $4,100 and the mentee got the same. Listen, energy costs over time will skyrocket. We just got a release here in Texas that said to us that we're going to get a 2 to 6% increase in our energy before the close of 2024. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now that does not sound exciting to me in any way, shape, or form. We already pay a significant amount on our energy bills, but because of solar, we are locked in, meaning that we don't have to worry about inflation when it comes to energy costs. Your actual amount is your amount. You don't have to worry about it going up and down, high and low, and in between, regardless of the time of year. You're going to be paying that same amount. It's kind of like your mortgage payment or your vehicle payment, things of that nature that have a set amount. You'll be experiencing that with your solar panels. And so it's also a benefit, the 30% tax credit. If anything, honey, I love the idea that I have had business for years. I love it when it comes tax time. What can I write off? How much stuff can I write off? Okay. Just being able to add this to the write-off ministries, it works for me. And this young man here, this young man who was suited and booted with that winning, award-winning smile, says the energy deregulation will be the largest transfer of wealth in history. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't listen to anybody else, you've got to listen to Mr. Warren Buffett. I tell you what, if nobody's going to tell you about money, he is. And he actually made a huge investment into the renewable energy movement. And so with that being said, I'm going to be yielding over to my friend, Mr. Taylor, as he shares to you some unique information on how you can generate revenue. I know you guys are in here wanting to know, how can I generate revenue? How can I get started? But before I yield over to him, I must tell you, the investment to get started in this business is under $200.
Can't beat it.
Gentlemen, I'm telling you, I'm going to confess, I spent over $200 this weekend. I'm not going to tell you what I spent it on, but I spent over $200 this weekend. As a matter of fact, my daughter spent over $200 this weekend. She went to go get her some new tires. Now, that's a necessity. However, if you just think about it for a moment, how many times have you spent $200 in a day and you just went to sleep that night and didn't think about it? Can you imagine taking that same under $200 investment and being able to write some things off on your taxes? Don't take it from me. Ask your CPA or your accountant, and they'll be able to give you some more details on how you can do that from having your own home-based brokerage. But ladies and gentlemen, I've got to yield over to my friend, Mr. Landon Taylor. Mr. Taylor, can you please tell us how we're going to get paid?
Absolutely. First and foremost, it was a pleasure just hearing the information all over again and hearing it from you in such a fun way. So I really do appreciate that. And, ladies and gentlemen, Coach Coffee is absolutely correct. Listen, if you break out the word spend and you just are left with the last three letters, what does it spell? End. So listen, you have to put yourself in a position where you can now earn more money for yourself and for your family. So without further ado, we'll keep going. So next, we're going to talk about the 7 ways that we earn here. So listen, I'm not going to go over all 7, but I'm going to go over the most important parts that will really get your fire started, and it will get you excited just as it did me and Coach Coffee. So let's start out with this. We're not going to guarantee any income. Everything that you do here or anything in life will be about your own efforts, skills, and for sure, market conditions here. So we're not going to guarantee anything. So many of you will see some amazing numbers. And we do have people who are making those numbers, but we can't guarantee that for you, okay? So let's move a little forward. So let's talk about personal sales. So, Coffee, when I first saw this, I was just simply amazed because I saw people who have sold solar before, right? But never really knew what they were making. But ladies and gentlemen, as Coach Coffee told you in the beginning, These are some amazing profits. So we'll just use the example of $10,000 as our standard average profit for an install. The company gives you a 70-30 split, which means there is a 70% commission that is paid out. Ladies and gentlemen, where can you go where you can earn $7,000 for one deal? So Coach Coffee talked about Etsy and the low ticket sales. So I own an actual Etsy store, and we're talking about $5, $10, maybe $20 sales. Imagine if I were to make this same number of sales that I've made with my Etsy store over the last 5 years with a $7,000 commission. Absolutely incredible, but it gets even better. So as we talked about mentor sales, Coach Coffee talked about mentor sales. What happens when you not only just do your own sales, but now you want to help other people make money? Well, here we have what's called mentor sales. How do you get there? You do 3 training sales. You close 5 of your own deals because the company has a program that shows you exactly how to do everything from start to finish. There's actually a system put in place, so you don't have to make up anything on your own. We tell you what to say, how to say it, when to say it. And then you complete your certification after your 5 sales. And now, as our mentor says, we put your name in lights, and anyone in the company, not just anyone that you introduce, anyone in the company can now select your name and you can close their sales. So going back to those examples you saw earlier in California and Florida, imagine if that were you closing those deals and you did not bring those to the table. You just used everything that you learned from the company and the system that we taught you to earn money and help others earn money as well. So again, mentor sale example, to put a visual to this, let's say you have 4 consultants who had to do their first 3 sales. Ladies and gentlemen, that's 12 sales. And listen, we're talking about an average. We'll take the average of that $7,000 split. We'll split it right down the middle, which is $3,500. That's $42,000 in commissions. Again, most people at their vantage point, if they need to get extra money, if their parents had a bunch of jobs, their vantage point would be to go out and get another job. Their vantage point was that their parents had businesses. Their vantage point would to get additional businesses. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're trying to reprogram you and program you into understanding that you can have a business where this is possible. As a matter of fact, we had a gentleman in Atlanta that closed 29 deals. I'm not going to say what that number is, but just imagine using this same example with $3,500. You can only imagine what those commissions were for that month. So once you begin to introduce people, we have what's called our team building override. So the company will give you a 20% flat override frontline just gift. You introduce someone to this amazing opportunity and they go out and get a solo deal, you will get 20% of the company side. Remember, we talked about a 70-30 split. So on the company side, the company will pay you 20% of their profits. Now, the person that you introduce will still get their 70%. And if they split it, them and their mentor get 70%, or them and their mentee will get 70%. But again, you're going to get 20% of the company's overrides and commissions. And as you move up with installs, going from manager all the way up to national director, we're talking about upwards to 45% of the company's commissions. And now we're even introducing an ownership. You get a chance to have upwards to 5% of the company-wide pool, meaning every single dime that the company makes in profit, it goes into a pool, and you can now earn upwards to 5% of the company pools. How do you get there? With national director, you need 120 team installs. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not just what you do, but it's what the team does. Again, what I love, Ms. Brown, is that we are in business for ourselves, but never by ourselves. So when we build this thing brick by brick, but what I love most is that everyone brings a brick to the building. So ladies and gentlemen, listen, it gets better from there. So we'll give some examples really quickly here. You have 10 consultants who do 1 sale each. You know, Landon, what does that look like? Well, let's just say you have 10 consultants, not really just going out there and killing, and they're part-time just like you, right? Let's say 4 of them come from your first level, which is at 20%, and 6 can come from anywhere in the organization, whether you introduced them or you did not, right? So approximately $6,300 in overrides. Again, where can you go where you can now have $6,300 in passive income, and that is income that you've not touched, right? So again, we're talking about, deals that are done just by you introducing. But let's say yourself. So now you have $7,000 in commission yourself. So that's $6,300 plus $7,000. Ladies and gentlemen, you now have a really great month. $13,000 plus in total earnings. Again, most Americans do not have $1,000 saved up, but we are introducing the opportunity for you to earn upwards of $13,000 more. Let's double this. Ms. Brown, what if they do 2 sales each? Again, not being overly zealous and being superstars, just doing 2 deals for that month. You have now earned yourself over $13,000 in overrides, but over $20,000 if you add 1 deal yourself. So again, we are talking about production that really matters. We are talking about production and a system that the company gives to you. Again, just like McDonald's has a system where 16-year-olds run the company and they're actually making the fries. They're actually taking the orders. They're actually taking the money. What if we can introduce a system to you where you can earn, again, $7,000 for 1 deal? Wow, you can't beat it. So again, 50 consultants, you can only imagine what that looks like. Over $67,000 in company overrides. And again, ladies and gentlemen, as you begin to make money, people will begin to ask questions. And this can happen within a year. This can happen within 18 months. What if it took you 2 years? I mean, just think about what you're making right now and your potential here. So again, we're not going to belabor the point, but we want you to put your business hat on and understand the gaps that Ms. Brown showed to you with all of those naked roofs. Many of us don't even have to go outside of our own neighborhoods to make that type of money. So we want you to put on your business cap because, ladies and gentlemen, you deserve that lifestyle. But again, it doesn't stop with just solar. Ms. Brown talked about it just being our flagship product, but what if you wanted to make a little bit of right now? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can add home security right now with ADT and Brinks and earn yourself between $400 to $700 that can be paid out next week. Again, most Americans don't have $1,000 saved up. And what if you're just a little bit short from the rent that you just paid or you're about to pay? Well, now you can go out and you can sell a couple of ADT systems. You can knock on a few doors, send out a few text messages and ask people, hey, do you have ADT? Do you have Brinks? Are you looking for home security? Listen, I just started my own home security brokerage looking for a few partners. Ladies and gentlemen, with a text message, with a phone call, you can earn yourself a great week. Now, as Ms. Brown said, she talked about the Smart Money Club being her favorite. Again, there's nothing like this in the industry, and I will tell you that it is mine as well. So imagine you can have the ability to make all of this wonderful money, but the key is not to just make it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a system and a membership that will teach you financial mastery. Most people do not have a credit score over 700. But what if you could go through the course to teach you and your family or anyone that you know how to build their credit and have OPM, other people's money? I mean, listen, it took me a long time to truly learn this, but having the power of credit is a game changer. But not only that, what about tax planning? I mean, I remember, Ms. Brown, when I first started my full-time job, I did not know how to set up my tax correctly. I mean, I was not paying enough. So I was getting hit with a huge tax bill. But what if you could take a course where you can learn how to do things properly? What if you could also learn how to be your own bank? What if you could learn how to set up an entity, structured right, structured correctly, how to access capital with the new credit that you just got, and also understanding good and bad debt. Listen, this is a membership that we could literally sell by itself for thousands of dollars. And I've seen it, and it gets better every day. So it's absolutely worth it. But here's the kicker. So I always like to say that I have a wife who has a lot of cravings, right? She's pregnant right now. And, she asks for some crazy stuff sometimes. So I just wanted to see what our app does, because we have a Bill Rewards membership app where you can get discounts not only on Disney, but the everyday restaurants that are around the corner or up the street from you. So we were able to save over 20% at a restaurant. And, that may not be big for a lot of people, but what I love about it is that we have something that works and anyone could use day one, right? So as we begin to grow our family, we're going to start to use those Disney World passes, the Disneyland passes, SeaWorld. I mean, even the hotels with many of the trips that we take as a company and that you will take as a company with us, right? You can use this membership to save money on thousands of restaurants, retailers, and even travel providers. So before we end, I want to talk about something that's beautiful. So we talked about the membership. Ladies and gentlemen, one thing that we have to start to think about is that we have residual bills, but now it's time for us to start thinking about residual income. What if you could be afforded the opportunity to have mailbox money come in, whether you sell a deal or not? Again, we talked about memberships in the last two slides that you saw. Well, Bill is very generous, and they are offering each and every member the ability to earn a residual income on the memberships that are introduced within the organization. So here you have two teams. You have a team one and a team two as a sales team. And we'll talk about a few. We'll talk about Builder 500. So let's say you have 10 on your team one, two, you now have $500 in residual income. Again, these aren't people that you all introduce yourself. Again, in business for yourself, but never by yourself. And ladies and gentlemen, this goes all the way up to Executive 250. And even at Builder 1000, there's a 20% check match on your Generation 1. What does that mean? Well, what if Miss Brown introduced me to this opportunity and she showed me how to make a little money? She showed me how to do a few deals with solar, home security, and even water filtration. Now, I've earned $500, but the beautiful thing about it, Miss Brown is now a Builder 1000. She has now earned 20% of the $500. Now, I still get my check, but the company, again, is so generous that they're going to pay her an extra bonus because she has now gone out and found a superstar. Ladies and gentlemen, think about residual income because, again, it's nothing like it in the industry, and you don't want to have yourself stressed out because you're always working for the money that you make. So how do you get started? Ms. Brown talked about it. Less than $200, you can get started with 4 major businesses. We're talking about a nationwide solar brokerage, a nationwide home security. Again, Ripple Secure is going to tear the doors off of the absolute industry of the billion-dollar industry that is home security. We're going to tear the doors off of the billion-dollar industry that is water filtration, because now you have a nationwide water filtration brokerage, right? So imagine you're in a home. Imagine you have a few friends that may be real estate agents, who are roofers, who are anything in the industry that touches everyday people. They can now refer or help you to refer people to all 4 of these industries. So, ladies and gentlemen, you say, well, what is that $99? Well, $99 is the cost for you to run your business. This is the cost for you to have your marketing, the cost for you to have your website. The company takes care of everything from day one. Once you press submit, you will now have a replicated website for solar, for water, for all of these great things. You don't have to go out and build a website. We have that for you. Again, we talk about systems. Build gives you that from day one, but it gets even better. Ms. Brown, this company is so generous. They say, if you refer 4 people, we will literally wipe away your monthly overhead. So imagine you go out and you put in just a little work for $199, and you can just have that just be the only thing that you pay.
Wow. So,
ladies and gentlemen, I'm done right there. We're gonna cut it off. But Ms. Brown, I will turn it back over to you. Because I'm so excited, and I know that the people are loving what they're going to hear, what they've heard, and they're going to get back with the people they got with them, because this is just a no-brainer.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. Taylor, for that. And just super excited about sharing with each and every one of you. Listen, guys, we are definitely appreciative of your time, and we definitely will not prolong the hour. So get back with the person that introduced you to this information and get started today, and connect with us if you have any questions. If you're any person that is just watching this and you just randomly came across this opportunity to be able to hear something fantastic, just connect with myself or Mr. Taylor, whoever resonated with you, and get back to us. And we'll be more than happy to help you and your family get positioned in this incredible opportunity. You want to build it for yourself, build it for your legacy, and build it for your destiny. We'll see you guys again soon. Grace and peace.
Thank you.